we live or are we not? Live, live, live. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. How's it going? Da, 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 da. How is it going, everybody? Good evening. Today is day 3 of reading A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'engle. We have completed around 3 chapters till now of the book and the second chapter was a bit slow, but the first and third chapter I loved them. And Meg and Charles and Kelvin are about to go to a journey to find the father of Meg and Charles, along with Mrs. who is known to have glasses, Mrs. Watset, who is known for her hat, and Mrs. Witch, who is known for her, I don't know, stuttering kind of voice where she repeats the letters a lot. She speaks like this. Okay, I'll just check if I am streaming or not. Yes, the stream is working fine. You can see the tesseract here, which is still the cliffhanger. The mother has not told what it exactly means till now. Maybe, sometimes there are things that are a mystery from the first episode of a TV series, and they are kept a mystery even till like the end of the TV show, not even that season. For example, in TV show How I Met Your Mother, the reason why uh, Ted was telling stories about his past to his children was not revealed till the end of the entire season, or what, the series, the TV show. So yes, I think we would come to know. So I think we would come to know about the Tesseract later. That's what I think. And there, the wrinkles have already started. Oh my god, I am paused. Wow, what a great visual. Great. We are back with the main cam, and I am seeing some reactions from our first subscriber, ORMB. How are you doing, ORMB? How's your day going? And do let us know in the chat. Are you ready for reading some more chapters tonight? I am seeing fireworks, so definitely it's a party mode down there. And what else am I supposed to do? I'll just show the tier list once. Oh my god. Lot of wrinkles today. Lot of wrinkles going on. Don't know what to do. Wrinkly, wrinkly time. So the message by author was obviously the S tier thing for me. And then the first and third chapter, like I told, are great chapters. They are extremely engaging. Chapter 2 was a bit boring for me, and some things felt unnatural, that's why I've rated it below. And the message by movie director. Why, why are you not functioning properly? What is wrong with you? Hmm? So then message by having a great sunny day over here. Okay. And there is a Saturn emoji. ORMB is having a great sunny day over there, and for me it's night, sunny day. Okay. I hope the day I hope the day gets even better. Oh my god. What am I gonna do with you? What am I gonna do with you? I hope the day gets even better for you after reading the book. We are already 6 minutes in and the camera has broken 3 times. This has never happened before, and I hope it becomes better and the camera does not break now. We'll be starting soon. I'll just connect my Bluetooth headphones. So what we do here is we listen to the audiobook along with reading the book at the same time, and it definitely adds to the experience. It is not distracting as I thought initially it would be, because we are doing two things at the same time. You should try it sometimes, guys. It is a great exercise to do. Okay, and now what we should do is change the look to the classic look that we have, which is a hue of colors. So this is done, and now I'll just yeah, this is probably it, right? And please don't mind my clothes. I'm doing a bit of packing, so not many clothes are available for me to wear, so that's why this oversized t-shirt is what is available for today that I'm wearing. Other than that, we'll be reading chapter 4 now in the book. It's showing chapter 6 in the audiobook, as you can see, but it is actually chapter 4 of the book, because the first two chapters are messages by author and movie director. I don't know why in audiobook you'll put a message by movie director. That's like kind of promoting the audiobook. No, promoting the movie, sorry. Yeah. Yo. Ooh. So I am definitely audible, because otherwise how would our beloved subscriber ORMB would hear us? So I am not checking my volume and all today, and we'll jump uh, right with the chapter. Now the chapter art is a flower. It is a flower for today, and the chapter name is The Black Thing. What a name to the chapter, The Black Thing. And Always keep an eye for the flower or the flower, however you pronounce it. Okay, so just give me a high five and then we will start reading this chapter on our channel Ready City Go in the series That's What Sid Read. Okay, should we start? So what happens is my chapter, whenever I restart it, it plays from a bit before. So now we are just about to start and we are starting. Let's go. Ready, city, go. I think this is the longest time I have stayed silent while reading a chapter. So, my thoughts about the chapter. Do let me know what you think about the chapter. I have a lot of thoughts, I guess, but I didn't want to break the flow in between. The author is definitely so much, you know, she describes things extremely well. You can almost see them in front of your eyes happening when she describes, and she picks on the little details that we see. And in the first page itself, I found out a word, a phrase actually, a terrified, terrifying, rushing. I mean, the use of terrified and terrifying together, it is beautiful, extremely beautiful. And then there are some moments where, uh, you know, you can't describe these things. Like, there is one moment when Meg is, I don't know, is it, like they say, it is Tesser, right? Or a wrinkle, how they travel in time. It is referred to as a Tesser. uh, Meg screamed Charles, and she didn't know whether it was to ask for help or to help Charles. I mean, this is so beautiful, right? When you look at it, because you have just screamed a name, but you don't know inside yourself whether you are asking for help or you are reaching out for help. But you just want to stay in touch with your loved ones. So this is also extremely beautiful, and this can't be made up, and what I'm trying to say, it's kind of a thing that happens to you. And kudos to the author for observing it and writing it in. It sometimes happened to you, but you don't bother thinking about it again. But she has made a note of it and then, mentioned it in her book. Then there is there are, uh, a, I think, a couple of instances where the author goes into the reader's mind as well. So when Meg is teleporting, we kind of think, okay, that when she's telling her experience, we kind of think to ourselves, okay, this is similar to what a dream is like. So when I was reading it, I was saying it to myself, okay, yeah, this sounds similar to what a dream is like. And then she says, right here in the, like, after telling the entire experience, I am asleep, I am dreaming, she thought, am I dreaming or not? So there is a kind of understanding the reader's mind as well, and going a level deeper and probing that thought as well. It happened a number of times when the mrs watt Mrs. Watson transformed into the creature, and the talk of horse happened and the wings happened. We obviously, like, I obviously thought to myself, okay, this resembles similar to a centaur. But she clearly mentioned that it is not a Greek centaur. And it also happened, yeah, when the sunset and the moonset happened. So when we read the word moonset, we obviously think to ourselves, okay, what would a moonset would look like? I want to watch a moonset. And Charles says the same thing, I want to watch the moonset. But then Mrs. Watson tells him that, okay, don't focus on that thing, we are here to focus on this thing. So it is so interactive. I don't think I have read any material till now which is interactive with the reader at such a level that it is going one two levels deeper in the thoughts of what the reader is thinking and probing that thought again and again. So this is in a medium where author is telling all her views. It is so fascinating to see that it is becoming so interactive in nature. Then what I feel that even though this is kind of, you know, imaginary and not real, still the experiences are real when the things are happening. So when we are going so high above the mountains, even though the rocks are kind of uh, not real, you know, unreal kind of things, dreamy kind of things, the what is happening to the human body, okay, the oxygen is decreasing, so you will need a flower. Uh, as we go to higher altitudes, the oxygen decreases on earth as well. So there is kind of a realism in the dreamy sequence as well. So she is not completely going to an entirely new world where nothing what happens on earth happens there. The science of it is real, but the scenery that she's seeing, the landscape that she's seeing, that is different. So this is also what I observed and liked about this chapter. Other than that, and yeah, again, Charles is connected to Mrs. Watson, Mrs. Who, and he has obviously visited this planet before, so he knows more about it. uh, Initially I thought that okay, it is when the Charles and they all teleported. Initially what I thought was, okay, Charles mindset is positive, Meg's mindset is negative, so that's why Charles reaction was of excitement and Meg's reaction was kind of negative. But then we, as we moved on to the chapter, we saw that okay, yeah, Charles has maybe visited this place, or he is also learning the language. So what I think is that Charles is kind of connected to the people of this planet as well. And in the previous chapter, I remember Charles was referred to as a new kind of thing. He's new. That was present in previous chapter, or the chapter before that. So yeah, there must be some connection, the some backstory to Charles as well. I love that how these little crumbs are progressing in chapters as well. As we proceed to next chapters, the crumbs are also leading to a new story. This it is not like one story is coming to an entire end. It is like multiple stories are progressing as we move towards the chapters. Also, there is kind of an attempt to connect with the readers and paint them the pictures in vivid descriptions. The author could have said, okay, the rocks can be formed naturally or formed artificially by the people itself, the rock structures. That did not seem real to Meg. But how she mentioned it was whether they were formed by wind or weather, or they were formed by the creatures. Instead of just saying natural or artificial, she is trying to depict everything with so, richness in her words. Me being from a scientific background, I always get fascinated by these things when a simple thing is described so beautifully. So I connect to that a lot. So that's why it came as a striking feature for me. Also, when Mrs. Watson and uh, Mrs. Watson is asked to convert to the creature, there is so much time for preparing the readers. So the Mrs. Watson asks again and again, should I change now? Should I change now? They are preparing the readers. Okay, something unreal is going to happen. So if it was, now they have established that she has wings, so they are only focusing on the journey. But when they have to reveal us something that is kind of unnatural to uh, you know consume for a reader, they are preparing the reader for it. Should I change? Are they ready? These kinds of, this line of questioning kind of prepares the reader. Okay, some unnatural thing is about to come. So much thought has been put to this chapter. And there can be a lot of ways where a dreamy sequence or an unreal landscape can be described, and a lot of thought has been put. What aspects of human things have to be put there, and what have to be, can be experimented with. And the first time we have heard the word wrinkle in the book, A Wrinkle of Time, so that is always exciting. you know when you hear the word which you are excited about, I'm sure when you were reading the book The Black Flower, when it came, it might have you know brought some excitement to you. And also some surreal thing that happened, as our subscriber ORMB, when they mentioned about having a great sunny day over here, and she also had a planet. And it is so surreal for me that when she mentioned the planet emoji, we actually landed on a different planet. So yeah, that is a surreal thing that happened. I think that we also found out why her name is Mrs. Watson. That's true. Yeah. We also found out why her name is Mrs. Watson, because uh, they don't have a name, so such unnatural names can only be named for such creatures. And they didn't want to assign them as with human names, because then it would have been difficult to consume for the readers that okay, they are not uh, humans in the later part. So that is a great observation by our beloved subscriber ORMB. And there is a great discussion about humor as well. So the only way to cope with something serious is to try to treat it with a sense of humor. But then there is a counter aspect to it as well, is that when will the other person realize when they are serious or not? So this thing also great, topic for discussion. Should we always be serious? Should we deal it with humor? When will we know we are serious if we always deal it with humor? So this is kind of a fascinating thing to think about. And one thing that is a bit bothering for me is, how did Meg come to the conclusion that father is fighting this thing? You know, uh, we are seeing this black evil thing, and I didn't come to that conclusion naturally. That okay, Meg's father must have been fighting this thing. I thought he was in some sort of trouble or something like that in the previous chapters, but thinking about that came a bit unnatural to me. That was kind of leading in a way. So, yeah, this is my deep dive into the chapter. I must have had other thoughts as well, but now I've forgotten about them. Yeah, the language is, it is, like the languages that are used, some Horace is used, some Europhemidia, something like that was used. Latin, in the previous chapter, only languages that we know about were used. But in this chapter, Mrs. Who, when she starts to talk, they are introducing a bit of complexity in that as well. They are trying to explore new languages as well. So there is richness in everything. They are trying to move everything a bit, uh, you know, to in a complex direction. That is one thing. Other than that, the value of patience is taught. Obviously, we as readers might be a bit impatient about just tell us what is happening exactly. Why are you roaming around in these circles or uncertainty? So then the author tells us that to stake one's life for truth, we must be patient. So, to know the truth, you have to be patient. You have to enjoy the journey as well. There is one word as well that I wanted to know about, but I didn't pause it during that because I thought, why break the flow of the chapter? I wanted to run this chapter in its whole. Exaltation. Exaltation, the act of exalting or raising high. State of being. The word is exalt. Exaltate or what? Exalt. What is exalt? To honor. Okay, cool. Yeah, also another thing. When when there was that music that was going on among the creatures, right? So what happened was that is a poetry is a complex thing for children's, right? This is essentially a children's book. So poetry in a way is complex for children's. So again there is a bit of preparation for that. That okay, Charles, you are not trying to understand it. You might not know all the words. So there is an effort at every point to make, even if the text is difficult to understand, there is a uh, you know preparation for that for the reader. Okay, the coming text would be a bit difficult to comprehend. It might sound a bit unnatural, so you should be prepared for it. So that interaction with the readers is what I love about this chapter. There is a kind of interaction with the readers. Yeah. So these are all my thoughts about this chapter. Now we should rate it. It is very difficult to rate this chapter, to be honest. Mm. It is a great chapter when you analyze it. With the story aspect, I did not connect to it that much because it was more of a journey and less of dialogue. When there are dialogues uh, between the characters, what happens is me as a reader is also engaged. But when there are some journeys or when some landscape is described, I kind of do not connect. I have realized about this about myself, that I don't at the same level as when or dialogues between characters are there. So yeah, that was kind of a downside for me. Also, at few points, the audiobook was not matching the book, so there were kind of discrepancies that was throwing me a bit off. So, where should I rate it? I think it was better than chapter 2, but not as great as chapter 1 or chapter 3. There was much more exploration, but it didn't hit me in the same way as chapter 1 and chapter 3 did. So, the appropriate thing would be to shift chapter 2 to C and chapter 4 the black thing to be that. Why is it not dragging? Drag. Wow, not dragging. Oh, finally. Great chapter analysis. Thanks a lot, ORMB. And are you satisfied with the rating that we have established, or do you think that it is on par with the 8 year chapters? Do let me know about that, and then we'll proceed for the next chapter. By the way, the next chapter name is uh, the Tesseract. So definitely we'll learn more about the Tesseract in the next chapter. It is not going towards the end of the book as I was expecting it to be. 100 on 100 we have received, and yes, happy with the tier list. Now we should proceed with the new chapter. Are you ready? Are you steady? Are you steady? I am steady. But are you steady? So should we go and read the next chapter? Let's go. Let's ready, steady, go. I am sorry, I will have to Google this protoplasm word. Entire contents of a cell. How limiting. What does it, what does this sentence mean even? I'm not able to understand. Why am I getting the feel that Charles is kind of an intersection between these creatures and uh, humans? This is what I'm feeling right now. And since the flow has already been broken, I would like to already give some. What is this Cheshire cat? Cheshire cat, what is this? Cheshire cat. Oh, like a crazy cat. Okay. Sorry for the interruption, and we'll start again. The sound keeps cutting off. Am I audible now? Am I audible now? Sound keeps cutting off. Uh, Hell, I'll just check the stream myself. Just a minute. Just to see what is happening exactly. The sound is fine. Unfortunately, it's a problem at your end, I think. I might be speaking a bit low. Although, when I am reading the book, I do mute myself. So, at that time, you don't hear anything. I don't know if that's what you're referring to or is it something else. But yeah. Other than that, the sound is fine. I'll just reconnect my Bluetooth to my phone. Yeah. So what I'll do now is we should start the chapter back. Don't you think we should start the chapter back again? The other insights that I have, I'll tell at the end of the chapter, and I'll just try to relocate where I was, you know, just to get in sync with the audio. I actually forgot where I was. What I was trying to say earlier was that I think there is an intersection between Charles, these creatures, and humans. This is what I was trying to say. Because Charles understands their language as well, and he has, teleported, and then this protoplasm line is kind of too close to that. So we should be starting now. Okay. uh, Cheshire cat is kind of an angry cat. I wonder if the dictionary will have the word Cheshire. Okay, let's check if Cheshire would be present here or not. I did Google it. Cheshire. Yeah, not a word in the my dictionary, but yeah. What can we do about it? Anyway, I'll continue now. I think the sound should not be cutting. I should be more audible now. At least that's what I think. Is it cutting? I am able to hear myself perfectly. I kind of replayed my stream from the entire point, and I didn't find uh, any place where I was. Okay, from my end the sound is fine, so I'll just continue reading the book now. All good now. We have received the signal, so we'll just start reading the rest of the chapter. Let's go. Sorry for pausing again, but there have been a few words that I want to look at rapidly. Huh? Rapt, ecstasy, a trance. Cool, cool, cool. Nondescript, flat surface. What is nondescript? Species or other type of creature that has not been previously described or identified. Okay. Plaintively. Plaintively is like some kind of prisoner kind of thing, right? Plaintive. Plaintive is a melancholic. Oh, sad. So definitely the joke has been explained now. And at the back of this book, if it is not at the back of this book, I did hear that quote before. We can't take any credit for our talents, it's how we use them that counts. I don't know, I heard this quote before somewhere related to this book. But now I thought it was at the back of this book, but it isn't. Something else is there in the back of this book, which I don't want to read and ruin my experience of the book, right? So yeah, that is there. Other than that, they have talked about how our calendar is inaccurate, and you might be wondering, how is our calendar inaccurate? Well, the thing is, the earth revolves around the sun in one complete year, which is not true. It revolves around the sun in one complete year and 1 by 4 days, which is also not entirely accurate, but it is decently accurate. That's why if after every 4 years we add 1 day, that is called the leap year. But actually, what is happening is every year that 1/4 day keeps on getting added, but it is so insignificant of an error that we just add 1 day after every 4 years. So our calendar is actually a bit inaccurate in that sense. Other than that, one thing that I felt was okay, insights I'll do later on only. When there will be a meaning of word that I don't understand, I like to pause it. So if it is a bit, uh, you know, incoherent with you, I apologize from the bottom of my heart, but I would like to have the best experience for myself as well, and that's why I like to refer to the meanings of the words. So yeah, let me just check where I was. Yeah, and now we'll continue again. Let's go. This chapter, what do we say about this chapter? I had no idea that okay, the artists are fighting the darkness. No whatsoever connect to that feeling, not there. It has great, learnings at it, like this one. There will no longer be so many pleasant things to look at if responsible people do not look at the unpleasant things. So this is a great learning. But since it's kind of told in a preachy way instead of naturally coming in, it doesn't hit that well to me. Similarly, the talent isn't everything, how we use that talent, right? That is also a great line. We can't take credit for our talents, it's how we use them that counts. The only thing that I liked about this chapter was the natural human behavior that is seen. So, when Meg is looking at the crystal ball, she is curious, a bit scared at first, but then then it turns towards curious and eagerness. And when they are in the flat planet, so earlier she was afraid of traveling and whether she could uh, feel Calvin holding her hand. But when she found out okay, she has been flattened, then the problem became just getting out of that. And there is a mention that she does not even care whether she can feel the Calvin hand feeling over her hand or not. So that is quite a natural human response, right? When we are worried about a greater problem, we start thinking, not thinking about the problem that has lesser preference to us. That is one thing that I observed. Other than that, yeah, this thing. For just a moment, I got it. I saw it in front of my face, and now I can't explain it. This happens to us a lot of times when we just understand a complicated thing. So this is such a human reaction to things. So again, this thing, and then this quote: "Though we travel together, we travel alone." Similarly, while reading this book, everyone has a different journey uh, of how they will, you know, and what all things they will take from this book. So you, even though we are also traveling together, we travel alone. So I like this quote as well in the book. Then experience is mother of knowledge. Don't be afraid to try. All these quotes. There is a lot of talk about hope as well. So why of the travel has also been established, that the father can do something what he will not do for himself, but he will do for the children. That's why the children are going uh, to his father. The why of the journey has been also established in the chapter. So I think this chapter and the tesseract has been explained. So what I feel about this chapter is, this chapter is just introduced to give more details about the previous crumbs. Although in the last, uh, explain about the dark thing, explain about the tesseract, explain about the journey, a lot of explanations have been given in this chapter. Not much new has been introduced in this chapter. The happy medium is definitely one thing, but yeah, that has also been left to the, the at a cliffhanger at the end. So, not a lot of new things have been introduced in this chapter, just trying to explain what all the previous things were in much more detail. Not that engaging of a chapter, I would say. So, even though Tesseract is such a great theme for this, I don't like the color of this, so I'll just delete it. matching with my t-shirt. Chapter 5, Tesseract. The Tesseract. The Tesseract. And the art for it was a crystal ball. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell about it. So yeah, crystal ball did come in the chapter. It would have been more beautiful if it came, if I would have told you about it. So yeah, I missed out on that. I am going to place it in tier C right along with chapter 2. Definitely it was not at the level of how chapter 4 was. So yeah, this is what I feel about it. If you have any views about this chapter or if you disagree with me, do let me know. The next chapter, however, is 41 minutes long. 41 minutes. Okay, 41 minutes is something that I don't want to do right now. I wanted to stream longer today, but 41 minutes is not something that I am ready to, do right now. That would be too long, and it would not be justice to the content, to be honest. So I think we'll be pausing here now. What do you guys think about this chapter? Do let me know in the comments. We have finished 40% of the book, almost 40% of the book in just 3 days. So in 3 more days we'll be around 80%. So yeah, I think there is some scope of finishing it in 3 days. That's all. That's what I have right now. 3 days is what I have to finish this book. And the next chapter is 40 minutes long. Wow. Or should we read it? What say? Because this chapter is not that interesting, so should we go with it? Give me 100 or a thumbs up or something like that if you want me to continue with it. Give me. Definitely not as engaging as chapter 4. I agree with that. Yes, definitely. Was it because I paused it? No, no, right? It definitely wasn't that engaging from the start. So tell us. 100, 100, 100. So 100 means we should go. We should read another chapter, right? So yeah, we'll read another chapter then. Even though it is 40 minutes, but I think we should go for it. Why stop at a low point, right? We should not stop at a low point. We should end at a high note. So we'll be starting with the chapter. Please do stretch a bit. Do stretch. We have received fireworks as well. So yeah, I'll put some fireworks for myself as well, because even though I was kind of ending the stream here, but then I thought why we should go and not feel sad and like maybe like it's raining. No, we should not feel that way. We should feel happy, and like fireworks should be there, and yeah, it should be a party mode. Yay, party mode. Like a crystal ball must be there. Yeah, it should be all balloons. Balloons should be there. Yeah. Okay, so we have had a bit of fun as well, and now we should go with the next chapter. The next chapter name is The Happy Medium, and you can see the artwork there. It's a building with clouds and there are cars. It's a city. So look out for this city in the chapter. It's a long chapter. So, ready, steady, go, let's go. Just a few words that I don't really understand. I'll need to pause for the words, I can't stream them, I can't collect them and check for them at the end because then the words also won't make sense. So, seethe means boiling. The darkness seemed to boil. There is a negative feeling attached to it, and writhe. Writhe means contortion. It's contorting and it's boiling. So, yeah, that kind of feeling must emerge in your mind when you're reading the book. So, okay. So we'll continue now. Thanks for the appreciation, and we'll continue again. Do you know, guys, that a star is called Stea, Stea in Romanian? Do you know that, guys? I just learned that word today. And a star has given up its life for the darkness. Did you know that? Okay, continuing again to the chapter. Whoa, 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 whoa. Some mysteries have been unraveled. The real identity of these creatures has been revealed, what exactly these creatures are. And this is great. We are already feeling good about going through this chapter, you know. Charles always have a way of wanting, you know, that probing thing has worked here as well. He has found out the real reason why Mrs. Watson was sad and why she sighed so deep, so sadly. Okay, continuing again. What exactly would be an anticlimax here? Anticlimax. How would it be an anticlimax? Failed or reverse climax? Oh, failed climax. I always thought that anticlimax meant something, opposite of a climax, but anticlimax actually means a failed climax. Oh, nice. New thing for me to learn. Wow. Chiding, 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 chiding. Admonish in blame, reproach, angrily. Huh? This does not mean you are very young, or was faintly chiding. Why is such an angry tone used? We usually, there is a story, I mean, in India at least, that when, people die, they become star. But the author has gone to the next level. When stars die, they become another creatures. That is kind of beautiful. I mean, this author has definitely used human concepts and thought about them more and put some life in them, those concepts. That is kind of really beautiful thing. Okay, proceeding again. Thanks for the appreciation. Another language dropped. This is not at all present in the book. It has gone in a different direction. The entire part of seeing mother in the crystal is not present in the book. So I'll just need to listen to it for now. Also, Charles always understands Meg. Whatever Meg is feeling, Charles always understands. Meg felt hungry, Charles understood. Charles was the one who gave the solution that okay, when the things get better, he'll get you food. That she is not, the author is also not forgetting about these small things that she herself has, put as the characteristics of the different characters. We get to see the glimpses of those again and again. So for now, I'll just need to listen to the audiobook because I'm not seeing any text related to their mothers being seen in the crystal ball. So yeah, let's just continue. Piro, propitious, propitious moment, propitious moment, propitious. Oh no, where? Oh my god, where did the page go? Oh, here it is. Propitious. Oh, propitious. Favorable, favorable moment. And what is precipitious? Precipitious. Precipitous. Steep, like precipice. What is precipice? Steep cliff. Cool. Cool. No thoughts till now. I mean, the scene is unfolding right now. They are on their own. They have to wait for a favorable moment, and we continue. What is this clue? And in their most unmitigable rage, within which rift imprisoned, thou didst painfully remain. So, someone is painfully remaining in their range, painfully in their rage. And the first part of it was for that whose spirit is delicate to act their earthy and abhorred commands, refusing their grand hests. What is hest now? What is this clue? If they would have given me this clue, I would have. Command. Cool. I'm glad I'm not Charles or Calvin or anything like that, because for me this is just. Now haste is also command. Command is also command. This is not, and this is Shakespeare, The Tempest. So this is a quote of Shakespeare. Hmm. What to do now? Should we try to? Should we try? Should we try to uncover this clue? But I don't think we should, because if it was meant to be uncovered, it shouldn't be, some Shakespeare quote. For Meg, they have given her faults, and you know you will need help. This is such a good thing to tell beforehand, that you will need help from someone. You don't have to fight everyone that you meet here. Okay, so I think we should continue now. Enough of pondering. It's not a clue for us, it's a clue for Calvin. And Calvin, the gift is the communication that he has. He can connect to all the people. So yeah, I wish I had that gift of communicating with everyone. I will need that soon enough in my life as well. So maybe we'll learn something in that aspect as well. So yeah, just continuing now. The audio has completely changed, right? It's like the author itself took a break here and then came back to read the rest of the portion. Oh, sorry, not the author, the Hope Davis who read the audiobook. What am I gonna do with you, bro? You kept with me for 2 hours, so do appreciate that thing. So while I set it up, I also want to talk about a bit about the powers that were given. In such an imaginary world where you can give any powers you think, any power is within your hand to give. What uh, these three stars gave was wisdom. So it is still close to the human, still a fiction, work of fiction, but still close to a human. So many learnings here. The person who knows everything, kind of everything, pride and arrogance are his enemy. Only a fool is not afraid, so it's okay to be afraid. It's when you overcome your fear, that is when, yeah, that is what is expected from people, not to be afraid at all, just to try to overcome their fear. And your faults are your power. And remember that you do not know everything. Again and again, it has been told to Charles that remember that you do not know everything. That pride and arrogance can be lead to your downfall. So yeah. So now it is kind of exciting also. Okay, which journey will they go? You know, it is kind of exciting. So now we have come at an exciting point. What I want to say is that I am just trying to think of what adventure they are going on. Just trying to think about that. I am not able to come up with anything yet. They are giving so many hints, but they are not also telling us about the obstacles they will face. It's like our seniors in college. They give they don't give us the whole picture of what is going to come. They just tell us about how we should be, what mistakes we should not make. But those things never work out. Those things never work out. Anyway, we make mistakes that we are supposed to make, even if we are warned about them initially. So yeah, my camera has heated a bit, so I don't think I'll be able to use it for a while now. I also need to let it rest for a while. So for a while this cam will be on, and I hope it is okay. Should not be much of a problem since we are reading right now. So what I'll do is I'll start playing the chapter again and let's see how it goes. Till then my camera also will kind of cool down. So that city landscape has come now in the audiobook as well. Whoa, 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 whoa. Bars have been dropped by Calvin at the end. I love the cliffhangers of this. You know, there are always cliffhangers at the end of the chapter. I love that part about this chapter. Other than that, one thing that I don't like is uh, Calvin didn't go to the woman when the child dropped the ball, and Calvin is supposed to be the communicator among these three, right? So why did Charles go there? And another thing that I observed was that Meg is always focusing on let's go find our father, let's go find our father. Charles and Calvin, on the other hand, are a bit curious. So I relate more to Meg in this. When a task is given to me, what my first instinct is just to finish that task first, not focus my mind on anything else. While I have seen other people who like to be curious about every little thing around and not keep that task at the back of their mind. So I relate to Meg more in that scenario. Other than that, yeah, this was a this was a great chapter, I think. Even though the length was 40 minutes, I found it more engaging than the previous chapter. More engaging. The world that was introduced was also interesting, and I also don't know what kind of world it is. And I didn't think it was robots that were operating, but still someone must have thought that they are behaving like robots. So the author went in a bit at a deeper level and tried to justify that okay, they are not robots. Happy medium, right? That is the chapter name. Am I right? Yeah, the happy medium. So what I think is this chapter is definitely not boring. So I would place it at B. The teachings are definitely great, but they are at not that level that you know that they connect to us. I think B tier, but it is a good chapter, right? What more? If we look at this chapter, what more can we ask from this chapter? What better could have been done? I don't think anything better could have been done in this chapter. So I think it can be an A tier as well. I'll place it at A tier. Especially with that cliffhanger. I think we'll be in terrible danger. That callback, okay, that Calvin went to the forest because he had a gut feeling, and he's having a similar gut feeling here. And yeah, I was able to see the entire world of what's the planet name? Camazots. Yeah, I was able to observe way more engaging, wonderful chapter, and again so well written. Imagining and visualizing every detail comes very easy. Exactly. Yeah. So this Camazots world also we were able to imagine so accurately in our minds. So I don't think anything better could have been done in this chapter. So I would definitely place it in A tier. Yeah. And with this, I know. I mean, the insights that I had in the first chapter I read today, the black thing, that was the chapter, right? 4, 5, 6, yeah, the black thing. I don't think I have the same insights right now, but I don't have to have those level of insights. That was a very engaging chapter altogether. This was also greatly engaging chapter, but not many insights because not many conversations were happening in this. there was a lot of world unfolding around us. So yeah, maybe that's why not many insights in this. If you have any insights, do let me know in the comments. If I've missed out on anything in any of the chapters that I've read today or that I read previously, do let me know about them in the comments as well. I have never streamed for this long. 3 hours. We crossed 3 hours today, and I am happy about it. We have just reached 50, almost reached 50% of the book, and I think we will be able to cover it before I start my travel. And I am looking forward to reach the end of this book and also enjoy the journey that we are on right now. Looking forward to it. I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, peace. Enjoy your life and just enjoy your life and watch me every time I'm live. So, yeah, I don't have any profound messages right now. I'll just end it with some